Welcome, everybody. Teach Different podcast. I am here again with Jarvis and Tree. Now, you probably haven't even heard our first podcast with them because we had some technical difficulties with our recording, but we're going to try to get that out as well. This is one that you're for sure going to get. These are two young men from the city of Chicago. One of whom I had as a student when I was teaching U.S. history back in 2017, 2018. That's Jarvis. He actually helped start Teach Different and was an inspiration behind the whole quote, the method that we always use on this podcast. And then Tree was there at the time Jarvis was there and was an inspirational speaker and would go to the different classrooms and, basically just share some wisdom about life. I'm trying to think, Tree, you were probably around 20, 21 back then. I'm just guessing. But you had some experience under your belt and you had a lot to say. And one of the things that we've talked about with you two is how, which is so interesting to me, how Tree, you came off to Jarvis as a mentor at that time. Because Jarvis, you were only like 16 or so. Tree was like 20, 21, had been through high school. But it was so fun to watch you two go back and forth about how you perceived each other and how you kind of surprised each other on some level to see how each of you developed. And then Tree, you came and reconnected with Jarvis this last fall, if I remember correctly, which is when I reconnected with him too. So this is, you know what? Let's just call this a family reunion.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm looking forward to this. This is great. I can't wait. And our quote is actually going to be from Jarvis. Jarvis came up with his own quote. So we're going to play this because it's not only, these whatever great thinkers, all these dead people who have these great quotes.
Sure.
Quotes are born from experience. And Jarvis, you've had quite a bit. All right. So with that, we're going to do the Teach Different method. We're going to have a conversation. Everyone should know the drill by now. Quote, claim, counterclaim, essential question. So we're going to break down the quote. We're going to go to both sides. We're going to ask some good questions. And we're going to get to know Tree and Jarvis a little bit. And, here we go. The quote is, it hurts to be different, but I would rather hurt than be like my circumstance. It hurts to be different, but I would rather hurt than be like my circumstance.
Oh my!
There we go. Tree, you start. Whatever, doesn't matter. But it's who are you first? And
Thanks. I'm Tree, man. I'm an artist, activist, mentor, public speaker, comedian from the west side of Chicago. I started gun violence survivor, gun violence advocate, peace advocate. So I started mentoring at Jarvis School around 2017, which is actually the school that I graduated from. Yeah, I was around like 22, 23. I like that you said 20, though. I wish I was there, yo.
yeah.
I was like 22, 23. Yeah, man, just trying to prevent young brothers like myself that I saw as myself to end up in situations that I ended up in, my friends ended up in, things like that. And Jarvis was one of the kids that I definitely saw a lot of myself in and saw a lot of potential in and just wanted better for. And then just like you said, just to reunite with him on here and just to see what his mind has been and just to see how he's not, I don't want to say completely different than what I thought, because I didn't think that he wouldn't succeed. I knew he would and could. It's just to see it actually is like 10 times better. So yeah.
Jarvis, why don't you just remind everybody who you are, and then we'll just get right into the quote. We'll come back to you, Tree, to kick off the claim.
For sure. How y'all doing today, podcast? I'm Jarvis Funches, man. I'm a community activist. I'm currently working on trying to be a business and management teacher and learning how to own some property. But besides that, The life is going good. I'm a current father. I'm enjoying fatherhood to the best and to the fullest. And life is great. I mean, life is very much great right now. So,
How old are your kids, Jarvis? I mean, one of them's only months.
yeah, I got Ashley, 35-year-old day daughter. She just a month and like a week. And then I got a 2-year-old son. He's 2.5, gonna be 3. Yeah.
That's a lot of work, man. You got some
That's a
responsibility.
lot of work.
And hey, doing a lot of late nights. Pamper
Not the late nights you choose. It's the ones you're forced into. It's
late
like,
nights, early morning.
good for you though, man. You know, that was one of the first things when we reconnected. Because I just remember you when you were 16, you know, you were a high school sophomore.
Yeah,
And then
for
you
sure.
said, yeah, I got a kid. I was like,
It
man,
was
that's what happened.
it was something that sprung on to me, man. To be honest, but what kind of took me by the whole with my first child and my second one is that, growing up, not to hit everybody with the Black American dad story, but I didn't have my daddy growing up. So I had to share my daddy with my mama, which is my granddaddy. So when I saw my kids, it sparked a light bulb in me to always be there for them because I never had that, and they're so beautiful. So like, why would you? How could you walk out on something so small and beautiful? So like, I enjoy parenthood. It is awesome. It is awesome. It is amazing. Yes, it does have its irritation moments. Yes, it does. But in the long run, though, just to see all the things that you work hard for and that you instill in your children, and just to even see them play it out, even in the shortest form of fashion, it's a blessing
I love it.
for
We got
sure.
to have a quote about fatherhood at some point, but let's get back to this. What do you think? I mean, this one is heavy. Uh, I like a couple words in here that I know I'm going to get a lot of like really good stuff from both of you. But here's the quote again, and then Tree, you can tell us what you think about it. What do you think it means? It hurts to be different, but I would rather hurt than be like my circumstance. What's that saying?
Man, so that's like deep on so many layers. Cause I hear so many things. I hear and see so many things, and it hurts to be different, but I'd rather hurt than be like my circumstance. So it's like the age old quote is like you can become a product of your environment. So in that it's like you are what you around. So if I'm growing up, I'm just gonna do the stereotypical troubled youth, black youth story. I'm growing up in poverty. Most of my family gang bang. They all I'll make up a hypothetical name. They all bloody gang. My father bloody gang, all my cousins, uncles, everybody's bloody gang. Everybody believes this type of mindset is what's cool, and they are actually pushing it on me. When I was a kid, they put a toy gun in my hand and say, "Shoot this gun, little cousin." Say bloody gang. So all of these things are molding me, and they are becoming a identity that I take on. And a lot of the times, us in these type of situations, we need to shift from out of those identities because one is not even a real identity. It's not who you really are. You're just being what you've been taught. And moving from that can hurt because you lose friends, you lose family, you lose all your ideals, and especially you lose what you feel is your identity. So it can feel like you're losing yourself when you make a shift. But you a smart person would go through that pain, but instead of staying in the loop in the cycle. But everybody's not that aware. So it's like, man, that's deep, bro. That's a deep quote for real.
So you wanted to go on to Mr. Fouts?
Let me do that. Yeah, I was going to say it's your quote, so I might as well weigh in, and then you can unveil maybe what you were thinking of it.
All right.
Uh, that was really well said, Tree. It's what's leaping out at me is this idea of circumstance and how, if it hurts to be different, but I'd rather hurt than be like my circumstance. I'm looking at someone who's stuck in a circumstance, right? You can't do anything about it. Kind of like what you were saying, Tree. You grow up, they're handing a toy gun to you and say, hey, do this and then say this. And what else do you really know? That's like your life. That's your circumstance. That's the thing that's your comfort. That's your identity without thinking. The only way to get out of that is to start thinking in a different way. Because if you just keep thinking in that circumstance, you're going to just try to figure out what people want and you're going to give it to them. You're not going to be really free thinking. You're not really thinking for yourself. You're just trying to function in your environment. And then the idea of it hurts to be different. I guess sometimes thinking and being different hurts. I'd like to know more what you all think of that. And maybe Jarvis, you could, when you talk, start off with this word hurt. Why'd you use that word? Because I could think of other ones being used, but that's the one that really interests me. Those are my thoughts.
The reason why I rather hurt and the reason why I use that word is because tremendously, like, it's not always a physical battle. And that's one thing that a lot of people fail to realize. Sometimes it could be a mental battle. But in the ways that I'm hurting is that, like Tree said, and like you said, I do also lose friends and family, but you also lose some of your best supporters and trying to be different because you come from a certain crowd of people and a certain crowd of rooters that's rooting for you and they rooting for you to do certain things. And the quote really snapped to me because just the other day, I was just having a random conversation with one of my peers and one of my close friends. And, I told him, like, I wanted to, leave certain things alone and become a businessman and do certain things, just different. And the way that he told me that I would feel that I would be better than them and others around me was like a slap in the face because just because we all chose this path doesn't mean that we all have to stay on the path. And just because I want to elevate or share in some type of way, I would expect you to be my still root for me, like you root for me when I was doing the bad. But it's not like that, and it hurts to see your close friends or even your loved ones, relatives, whoever, they walk away from you because you choose to be different. And it really does hurt. It's like a stab in the back, like almost. Like, why do you want me to be at a certain level in life? Do you want me to continue to be the person that I am, or do you really want me to grow? And that quote just struck me because it's like a lot of people around you will act like they really rooting for you to go to the next level. But whole time, these people really got chains and shackles on you. The moment you make a move, then they feel like you're getting higher. They're gonna pull you down, and it's sad. It's very much sad, and that's why I just always like even my loved one of my girlfriends. I told her about just even expanding the mind, even trying to be oh, you think you better, or you think you're gonna be better, or you gonna come around big headed, or you gonna do this. Like, and it just hurted me. So for the last 14 days, I just been isolating myself away from these people, and it really been hurting because it's like these are the people that I call even when I had just a joke to tell, or these are the people I call when I'm going through a bad time, or these are people I call just to even check up on. But just to even learn that these people are not really my supporters, you just only support my circumstance, I have to leave you alone. And it hurts. And it seriously does hurts. It does.
Yeah, it's the people that you thought were kind of in the boat with you. But the minute that you're doing something different, you're making a move, you're being different, they kind of jump ship and they perceive that as you trying to be better than they are. But they're not focused on wanting something good for you. And that's what you're seeing. That's what you're feeling. That does hurt. What are you thinking, Tree? I mean,
That's them.
that helps me to
People be
understand.
projecting. People be projecting outward their own inner insecurities and doubts of themselves. So like a person can see you They could love you, but your confidence and your will to aspire for things is intimidating, and also um they's like, for lack of better words, like just hate. They hate. That's we could the world has already simplified this term.
It
People just
has.
haters hate
Jarvis, does that
because
fit? Jarvis,
it's
does
like
the word hate fit?
Yeah, like hating, like I would say that, or I would say is enviness, and certain people don't even know that they are being envious of you, and they really just hurt because you don't even know why. You don't even know why you really even envious of me. Like we eat the same food, we share the same plate, we share the same clothes. What's
it's
different
that
about me wanting to go and be something or do something a little different? What
because
is
they don't believe they can.
and see, and that's the problem though. That's right there, and that's why I always try to feed into my peers that I'm around, that maybe we do need to get around people that's smarter than us. We do need to get around people that think different than us, because what you think and what you project is what you become. And I can't be that anymore. Like I'm already tattoos, scars, cuffs. Like now I already go into a business room, they already look at me like a buffoon or like a criminal because of my appearance already. So I already have to be on the top of my game. I'm already a black individual. You have to be on top of your game. I'm tired of scenarios, and it just even hurts that I gotta live under a scenario and a stereotype of the world, period. And then later down the line, I have to live under the same scenario and the same opinion of my peers. It's crazy. Like it's just crazy. Like why? Like
Yeah,
why?
you're getting it from both sides, and then you become. It's like you're in no man's land. Your immediate circumstances, they kind of are estranged from you because they're hating on you. They're a little envious, like Tree was saying. They're projecting their own kind of failures, and they're trying to say you're like them. And then you got the society who has all kinds of opinions about who you are, looking at what you are dressed like and where you came from. And you're just sitting here like, I'm different. Like everybody has got to figure me out and appreciate me for me. I don't have any other way out.
You saying it like, and you hitting it right on the head, like, and you know what's crazy that you do say that, and it goes back to what Tree say. People have embedded on us and forced an image on us so bad to the point where we'll lose ourselves for so long till you don't even know who you is. And once you finally try to find out who you is and who you want to be, it's not accepted. It's not allowed. You can't do this, or you're not gonna make it. But the whole 15, 20 years or the whole 23 years of my life, I never even knew who I was, period. I was just projecting the image that you gave me.
But look, that's everybody. So you know how scary it gotta be for certain people to feel like their whole life was wasted, right? Or a lot of their time was wasted because they know they want to be something else, but they too afraid to be that. Then they see somebody that's in the same situation as them standing in there. It's like, yeah, I'm finna be different. And they like, man, I wish I could do that. I'm scared though. I'm scared to say I really want to skateboard to my gang banging homies. So now I got a homie that's in the streets, but he telling me he want to open a business. Like you going after your dreams, I'm scared to do that. And then a lot of people too, they see our potential too. Like you said, they'll pull you down. So a lot of people that love you, it'll be your friends and family. They love you. They actually do love you, but they don't want to. They don't want you to exist on a spectrum of life without them, because they know once you elevate, you're gonna go to a different spectrum of life, whether it's financially, whatever, whether it's you got to distance yourself from them. They see that ahead of time. They see, oh man, he's starting to set goals and he gonna be better than where I'm at. He's gonna be above, and then they look at themselves negatively, and then they project that on you.
Man,
Misery loves
It's
company.
crazy.
I just feel like we just defined quote unquote hating.
He talk quote unquote
Yeah, because
hating.
like you might hear that and think like hatred. It's like, no, it's not hatred. It's like hate a person hating on you. They don't hate you. It could be somebody
They
that
just
love you that's hating on
they
you.
just envy you so bad. Like it's the enviness, and like I didn't even say I was gonna leave you. I just truly I'm a
That's
person. I'm a person
They
and a
know it.
person of
But I'm
heart.
saying they know it. They know that your elevation gonna come with them being left behind because they not elevating with you. So soon as they hear that you trying to elevate, it already snap in their head subconsciously. Oh, he finna. They not gonna be around me no more. Cause I'm not finna chase after my dreams. I'm finna still be in this hood. I'm scared to succeed. Bro not scared to succeed, so he gonna eventually get up out of here. I ain't gonna be with him. He gonna leave me behind.
For
And it's
sure.
like, why you even thinking that? It's crazy. Like, come with me. Do something for yourself, gang. Like, what you doing?
It's crazy.
so
It's crazy.
Believe in
psychological.
yourself.
It's so psychological. And then let me do this. I'm going to push us. I'll bring us to the counterclaim. Okay. Sometimes counterclaims are harder than others times. This one feels like a big lift, a counterclaim, but I'm going to read the claim again. We talked a lot about hating and how hard it is to be different, why it hurts. And then we have an opinion here about how to approach this difficult situation. So the quote is, "It hurts to be different, but I would rather hurt than be like my circumstance." Push against this. Put yourself in the mindset of somebody who doesn't want to be different and make their argument.
So I mean, that's what that's just mad wow for me. But hey, listen, for that person, and if I was that type of person, I would say in many ways I'm a go with the flow type of guy. I'm I'm not really into the leading role. I really don't care. As long as I'm okay, and as long as I got the little things in life that I need, I'm okay. I don't need to strive or feel like I need to over succeed because I have the bare minimum things I need to survive. And it's a man, it's crazy you said that. It's a lot of people out here in the world like that. Like I call those people okay with enough. They just okay with enough. You just get them by, they okay. They okay. And I'm not one of those type of people. So, and I think I kind of put fear in those people's hearts because I feel like, we just got to do better.
Tell me the best, and this could go to Tree either. Tell me the best argument, not argument. Give me the reason why being content and not being ambitious, okay? Like you're saying, Jarvis, a lot of people are not. I don't want to use the word lazy, that's too negative, but
Right.
they're more like, I'll go with the flow, I'm cool. Uh, I'm thinking of a quote from an Eastern philosopher. It said, if you want to be rich, want less. Don't get more, want less. But there's a philosophy of life behind that. And I'm starting to make the argument myself, but I want to see if one of you two can pick up on it. Like, make the argument that being content and not being different and
It's
chill
almost
out with the ambition.
that's almost biblical for the religious folks out here. So biblically, God didn't want us to know knowledge of things. We were supposed to be these docile, naive
That's right.
creatures. And so in a sense, um the will and aspiration to be always know more and do more and create this like human drive that a lot of humans have to be so innovative and yeah, we have to just always push for greater. And it all comes from like knowledge and wanting to know things. So that's kind of what's ruining humanity right now. The limits that we're trying to push for things when we can just be good with enough. We can be good.
Robots.
We could have been good with just riding horses, but no, we had to make cars. So it's like sometimes the human drive for wanting more and being on top and having dominion and then just having and have more can be our demise. They say curiosity killed the cat. So you out here trying to go explore things and build, and that's where the fear comes in certain people to not do shit. I mean, not do stuff. It's just like,
True.
man, it's a natural fear because I feel like we need a little bit of fear in us so we don't do certain things. Like CERN, hey CERN, I need to chill, CERN. With them particle colliders and y'all trying to open dimension portals, CERN, chill out.
For sure. For sure. Like you what you and Mr. Fouts just kind of opened my brain up to it. And I was just sitting in the middle, just soaking it in. And it just made me just think. And it's not, I don't have nothing to say. It's just a question. So when do you know when to be contempt and when do you know to over strive? Because like you said, the quote said, Mr. Fouts, if you want to be rich, want less. It makes perfect sense because the less money you spend on bills and utilities and cars and things that you want of that nature, you would be rich. So do you really want to be rich or do you want to be material rich? But so like, how do you know when to be contempt and when to overstrive? Like when? Like, is it a cutoff button, shut off? But like what? Like
I feel
That's an
like you know
essential
that by
question.
knowing yourself.
I feel like me personally, if you ask me that question, I would say I would over succeed and I would try to overstrive off the simple strength of me embracing who I am and who I want to be in life. I always wanted to be a boss. I always wanted to be a person that can help other people. I always wanted to be that domino that played a part. And I basically wanted to be that tree with thousands of roots. That's the person that I wanted to be. So I will always feel that I need to overstrive because I feel that I need to take care of those and my roots. That's why I feel the need of overstriving. So like,
Yeah, I feel like nothing wrong with striving too. It's just it's only a problem when your level it's only a problem when you're not grateful for what you do have. So certain people, the place they at, they ain't even grateful for that. So that leads them into like depression and just bad mental states. But then that can also taint they drive. People become desperate to change their circumstances. They'll do anything. So it's
damn,
like it's man, life
man,
crazy, bro.
crazy.
Life crazy, bro, for real.
It is because you just made me think that some people, they might be trying to like get out of their circumstance, but maybe it's better that they're in it for a while because they're being revealed a little bit by people who are know them really well, and they might feel a little uncomfortable, embarrassed at times because people see right through their BS. But
For
if they
sure.
want to be out of the circumstance to go give their BS to people who don't know them, that's not a level up. That's an escape. And maybe you should be hanging out with these people you're trying to leave. I'm just, I don't know what that looks like, but I'm
No, no,
starting
no,
to.
no, no. You got a good point. You got a good point. I get exactly where you're going with it. You got a good point. You got hell Lord.
When
Like
you get
everything serves its purpose at one point or another in your life. Like I feel like just that's just my personal life view. Like everything serves you. You just got to be able to see that. So my time spent with my family in the hood and things I've learned from that. My time spent in college with my more, I guess you could say, educated elite friends who've got different upbringings. My time in different communities, all my experiences shape who I am, and they were all valuable. So it's like I could look at my time spent getting taught negative things about my family is like, I need to change these circumstances. This is not what I want to be. This is not what I want to be. But that's not 100% bad part of me. It's not
True.
fully a bad part of me. That's still a good. I learned street knowledge.
For
That
sure.
is a real thing. That's a real thing. Like these is all different realities stacked on top of each other that merge in and out. And some realities look down on others. That's fine, but we still exist amongst ourselves. And it's like the stuff that so-called gangbangers do, the government does it just on the elite government level. So it's like this is America.
Oh, this is America.
This is you reminded me of when I taught at Orr. I had one just
Sorry.
say at one point, he said, "God bless America, Mr. Fouts." Where'd that come from?
Because America, boy.
Oh my goodness. Well, you got an essential question there. Like, how do you know when to be content or to really strive after something? How do you know when you really do need to either settle down or get up and do something, be something different? That's a really good question. Any other question that maybe is coming up that anyone's thinking about?
I got one. Yeah. So like they said, if you want more, if you want to be rich, want less. So it's like, what's the point of striving for anything if we already have everything?
I love it.
No, no, no. Because people would take that literally and not do anything. That see, that's what I'm saying right there. See, you have people in the world that will literally be comfortable with nothing.
Yeah, I see homeless. I've met homeless people that were some of the happiest people I've ever met in my life. And I met people with homes and cars and money that was miserable. But this man sleeping downtown just got up with the biggest smile on his face, said hello and good morning to everybody that walked past him. Yet the people with the jobs and paying for parking would even greet him and say good morning back because he's homeless and he doesn't have money. But his spirit is way. So it's like, bro, it's like that's the real test of this reality, bro. Like, what really matters? That's why I feel like it's all about once you know yourself and you find the peace within yourself, you're not gonna need nothing. Monks, them Buddhist monks do the same thing. They don't be having possessions. They bald headed with a robe on, and some of them don't even talk for years. Jesus ain't even had nothing. I'm not a Christian, but for the believers that may see this podcast, y'all know Jesus didn't even have nothing. He walked around until they did what they did, and he went back to the Lord. But he walked around basically like a nomad, traveling, helping people. He didn't have possessions, so it's like when we really boil down to it as human beings, we really don't need possessions. Happiness don't come from nothing outside of what's in you.
And that actually fits what you're saying, I think, Jarvis, because you're talking about how you have to be different to be who you are. You have to fulfill the role that you see for yourself. That really isn't material. You weren't talking about like how many cars you want, how many apartments. It was more it always felt like an internal thing that you were trying to
Yeah,
describe. Am I
sure.
characterizing it?
For sure. That's why what Perry just said, it just really it did it because he's right. It all comes within. It does. It does.
But that question still was good though, because we do got to question that though. When should we be trying? Bro, this conversation is crazy. Bro, I'm telling y'all, bro. I'll send it to both of y'all once we get off the podcast. I literally just had this almost same conversation with ChatGPT, bro. But it was
Okay.
more so around the spectrum of like life being consciousness, and like it was just a real deep conversation. I don't want to make a tangent, but it was
Right.
kind of still because this question was kind of different, but I led ChatGPT to the same similar question, just based off other aspects of reality about science and how we see light, and we don't really see everything that we even really see for real, stuff like that.
ChatGPT is pretty fun to have conversations with. I do it. I don't know if you do it much, Jarvis, but I mean, there's a certain use of it that's really interesting. You can really explore.
No, man, it really. I told you. Remember, I think when we used to talk about the business, Jarvis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he told me about his business he was trying to do. So I put the question in there, and it came up with multiple solutions
Multiple.
and plans, and I sent them all. I'm like, look, bro, look through these. And I'm telling you, look over them, bro. Like, it ain't gonna steer you wrong.
I'm still on that, and like it's like everybody that I'm going to right now, and like and like even trying to like try to get on the same page. Like it's frustrating, but because like I was just telling my brother the other day, if Malcolm X and Martin Luther King would have known that in 45 years y'all was gonna do this and want to not be anything in life, do you think that man would have went to go put his suit on, got beat, spit on, houses set on fire, and did all that for you, gang, just for y'all to get here, and I like you don't even care about trying to be anything in life?
Probably they probably would have still did it because they was doing it for them at that time too, low key.
But I just want you to
But
get what I'm
it's
saying
pretty.
though.
It is
Like,
a smack in the face. It's a smack in the face, bro. I'll be mad. I don't even want. I'll get real peed off because yeah, bro. It's people be tripping, bro. You ain't lying. Like,
these people
but
fought for the opportunity to go to a white college just to get a better education. Now you offer a black person education, they look at you like you fucking stupid. Excuse my French. But they will look at you like you're retarded. And it's just it's just so sad and frustrating to me. Like, I come to you, the man didn't even know that it took 13 black businessmen to create the Black Wall Street. And he didn't even know that all 13 black men went into bankrupt to create Black Wall Street. Unity, you gotta wanna do something, man. You gotta wanna own something. We ain't got nothing. That's why you can't like I tell a man just like this. You wanna go home, you wanna lay in your bed all day, you don't wanna do nothing? Get a business. Get something that make money while you sleep. Then you don't have to get out your bed.
yep. But like you said, it
Man, Shreddy.
hurt, and as a young new started business owner, it's frustrating. It's frustrating, right? That's part of the hurt you was talking about. You
Yes, man.
doing
Like,
something that you never did before. So yeah, you gotta take the bumps and bruises. You gotta take the no's when you're trying to find investors. You gotta take the stairs when you try to go into a bank and get a loan. Cause like you said, you got the tattoos and you got all this stuff. You gotta be prepared for all that. But that's all the pain of the transition. That's all the pain of the transformation.
that's true.
Right? Everybody ain't ready for that pain. You ready for it, and you literally in it right now. Everybody ain't ready for that, bro. Cause that's the first thing they think. Oh man, how I'm gonna do this? And I got this face tattoo. They ain't gonna believe in me. They automatically put themselves out, and that'd be crazy, bro. It gotta be
Man,
mind over matter, man. For real. I'm on a wave of there is nothing that can stand against me. Cause oh man, we gotta have. I'm gonna bring a quote. I'm gonna bring a quote. Let me bring the next quote. Because I don't want to tangent this conversation into something different, even though it's still
Make it
kind of
the
connected to
next.
the quote. But
Make it the next one. Send it
yeah,
to Jarvis. I mean, he can get it to me. I think I have your number though.
yeah, I think we exchanged numbers.
I just okay. That's good. Well, hey fellas, this was really good. I want to make this. I feel like it needs to be more of a routine. We touched on a lot of good stuff. I really think the claim and the counterclaim came out well here. Like
Yeah,
I was switching up with being convinced with one or the other. And you know that that's a good sign when you're just finding yourself realizing the world is more complicated than black and white, And, you know, sometimes there's a truth in a season and a circumstance, and there's a different truth in a different circumstance. And I thought we had good questions as well. So this was a pleasure. You guys make sure you come back, and we'll wrap up this version of the Teach Different podcast. Take care, Tree. Take care, Jarvis.